So on Friday, we called for bottom and hardcore capitulation occurring in the market. And hopefully that proved to everyone why timing the market is not the best strategy. Because for a while today, it looked like that wasn't such a good call. And there was significant selling, well over 4% on the NASDAQ. And there was definitely a better opportunity to continue to add. Although that seemed to be quite a bottom. Because after that, we ended up in the green. So you're not going to see that kind of snapback unless it means something typically as far as I'm concerned. And it's good to see that kind of reversal. It shows that there are buyers in the market and they were happy to come. At least some buyers. They could be short, short coverers, and there could have been a pause in shorting and a pause in selling. So while I do think fundamentally that there needs to be a reversal and that the market has capitulated and the bottom is in, I'm not trying to get super exuberant with what I'm about to say with regards to what happens next. I'm bullish, and I'm bullish on the highest risk stocks. However, we have to be humble and first begin to address the possible negative forces that can be headed our way as we evaluate what do we do now that we're given good prices and a possible bottom is in. What are these negative forces? Well, we certainly have a Fed that needs to tighten. And over here, we talked about it in the previous video. We're seeing it now in markets, 5 rate hikes anticipated. We think the potential is for a bullish surprise, not a bearish surprise. So we think we might actually get some sort of stuff out of the Fed on Wednesday. And when we were in the heat of the moment earlier today, I was telling clients, look, it could be Wednesday. Wednesday could be the catalyst. It looks like it could have been today. That's fantastic. I hope it is. But I think on Wednesday, it is certainly possible we get a more dovish than expected Fed. And that would be interesting, wouldn't it? But the Fed, even if it's still dovish relative to where the market's currently anticipating it to be, it's still tightening. It's still raising rates. So we have to be mindful of that. The reason why I say and have written about, and it's currently my pinned tweet and obviously been talking about the last several videos, why I believe it makes sense to go into these 10x growth companies is because they're down for the last year. If you look at their 1-year charts, it was about this time last year when they all peaked. And if you go to my videos then, I was definitely keen on taking gains and selling those stocks. And it didn't make sense to a whole lot of people, but it's understandable because, a lot of people were fearful this morning. Don't let price dictate sentiment. It does for other people. But for you want to focus on fundamentals. And we want to apply that to these companies. So these companies have suffered from price and momentum and rising yields dictating sentiment. But a lot of them have fundamentally improved over the last year and might have even been relatively cheap relative to their long-term propositions at that 1 year ago high. And now they might be 50, 60, 70, 80% off that level. And have gone on to improve another year and are now 1 year closer to that cash flow, positive, total addressable market, etc. state. And the rest of the market has been panicking. So we can see how powerful this move is and why this sector might be the leader going forward, given that today we saw 10% moves in a lot of these names. If you go to that article I referenced earlier that I wrote about, the stock I used as an example in that article was Editas Medicine. That stock was off 10% off its early day lows. Jumia, another 10% move. Smile Direct Club, if you include the after hours announcement, a 20% move, and that's not earnings, that's just simple profitability improvements. So there's a whole lot of names out there that I expect to lead given how far they've come off their highs. And these are not the mega cap tech names, okay? I'm not saying should continue to sell, but I have been calling since even before they began to turn. So I was wrong on this call, given the actual performance of them. that they had to have a little bit of a downturn because just the valuations were getting stretched. And they had this flight to safety cash injection, but that was no longer relevant because bond yields were rising. So bond yields were finally becoming investment grade. They were actually investable again. And that air pocket in the mega cap tech simply had to be withdrawn. So the correction has occurred. It's possible it continues. It's possible it doesn't. I would say these companies are now more accurately rated. And I'm not saying that the correction should definitely continue to go, because we have to grant them that they are the most predictable and largest earning companies in the world. That's what these mega cap tech companies are. So I think beyond 20%, you're getting a little overdone. It's certainly possible. Definitely a strong move today. It's not a massive surprise to us. We definitely expected a bottom Friday, but we're getting it today. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. There's a lot more that I like beyond the 10X companies. I think Schlumberger put up very good earnings, and energy companies got caught in this the last couple of days and certainly didn't need to be. And many of them are profitable at $40, $30, $50 a barrel oil, and we're at 80 and likely to push up from here. And then it becomes a question of how much do we push up from here? And there's a wide variety of projections. And given the international conflict that's currently going on, you can get anywhere from $80 to $150 a barrel anticipated. So if they're making money at 30, 40, 50, and they're seeing good stock performance and optimism here at 80, what happens when they get to 100, 125, 150, right? So I would definitely, if there is continued pullback in the energy stocks, consider adding to those again. Had realized gains before this. I'm happy I did. I'm deploying that cash, and I'm not afraid to deploy it into energy. So we'll see what happens here. That's today's video. Until next time, peace out.